Hi Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aquarius, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. And you should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you got the moon card, right? So it kind of makes sense as well. So give or take, you know, where you are on the world, the 22nd/23rd is the full moon, that powerful full moon that's in the sign of Aquarius. I think this is going to be one for the books, one for the ages for sure. So it makes sense that we've got the moon card as the key to the week, right? Now, the full moon that's taking place is at literally the 29th degree of Aquarius. So not only, I mean, energies, people, emotions are way more to the surface around the time of a full moon, absolutely. So keep that in mind, and remember, people are going to be a little bit more possibly emotionally volatile, but also this moon feels to me like it is going to be that Aquarian sort of axiom of freedom at all costs, right? Remember, the 29th degree of any sign brings more of the intense energy. It brings that intensity up. Now, while I do believe this is going to be a beautiful full moon for us Aquarius, sun, moon or ascendant people, it's also fair to say that it is going to bring a relative amount of intensity. Now, the moon card itself can sometimes be where things aren't necessarily clear, but I actually feel like this moon and this moon card this week is basically saying, because we are being highlighted, there is going to be something that is clarified for us, about us, to us. There's going to be a personal illumination in some way, shape or form. Like the full moon, if you can consider it like a spotlight on a stage, right? This is literally highlighting you. So make sure you are using this to full effect. Make sure you are, you know, really powerfully putting this out in some way, shape or form, because I absolutely love this energy. All right, now for the foundation card for the week ahead, we have the death card, right? So this could literally be something coming full cycle, something coming full, you know, to a full close in some way, shape or form, something coming to an end. Now, I often liken the full moon to a pregnancy. So when you think about a woman and she's at full term, she's like at full moon, it's the end of the pregnancy, but it's the beginning of the life of the child. So there is a death of sorts in that, but it's also a rebirth. And this week, I feel like in some way, shape or form, you are being rebirthed, reborn in some way, shape or form. And I'm actually experiencing that myself. Stay tuned. With that, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. That being said, if you want to learn tarot, if you are ready to delve into this wonderful, mysterious, mystical, magical, crafty art, then hit the link in the description box below. Send me an email to register your interest. There are only 20 spaces. I like to keep the group small so that I can give everybody my time and attention. It's going to be 16 weeks. You're going to see a whole bunch of posts coming up to show you what's involved and, you know, what it's going to be, how much it is and all of that. If you want to be there, if you want to be along, hit that link and stay tuned. So for your actions and interactions with the world at large, I'm sorry, this is going to be quite a long video for a weekly anyway. All right, for the actions and interactions with the world at large, we've got the Tower card, right? So yes, in some way, shape or form, we are, right, upsetting the apple cart, doing something completely different, stepping out, and, you know, because the Tower card has somewhat of a Uranian energy, Uranian, Martian, you know, both of them actually, it does, maybe not the Martian side, but the Uranian side, it has that echo or that element of Aquarius energy. And whatever you're doing this week, it's about you, like you are illuminating yourself, but more importantly, you're following a path that is true to you. I will say, maybe somebody doesn't understand this. Maybe several people don't understand this. Maybe they want you to stay the same, but you being you with that Tower card are like, no, I need to make these changes for myself, and this feels like the direction that I should be going in. This feels like what I should be doing. And so you're following that path, but it may be that maybe you lose some subscribers because of it. Maybe you I'm hoping not, but do you know what I mean? Like, there's something, whatever it is that you're initiating this week, it is taking you in a very different direction. It's taking you on a very different path in a very different direction. And maybe not everybody is going to want to come with you, but it's important that you make this change, this transition for yourself now. Absolutely. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Two of Pentacles. But what remains, right? The message of the Tower card is whatever crumbles, whatever comes to an end, once the rubble has cleared and the dust has settled, whatever remains is terra firma. And this tells me in the communication sector this week, it looks like you are having some conversations about your work, about your profession, about where you go from now. But more importantly, because you've got that full moon, I think this full moon really powerfully highlights the direction that you're supposed to take, the path that you are taking. And when you communicate that out to the world, it is literally going to let people know, okay, I'm either on board with this or I'm not on board with it. But either which way, it's not so much that you're like, I don't care. It's more just a case of, okay, that's fine. This is a part of the changes that I'm making. So very, very interesting for sure. When it comes to those of you that work for somebody else, in a lot of ways, this is going to see you, I kind of feel like this is going to see you picking a side, right? So it's the Two of Pentacles. This is something that's probably been a long time coming, and now you make that final decision. And it's it's the Two of Pentacles. It's from a very grounded, very practical place. So whatever you move ahead with this week, when it comes to your profession, when it comes to your work, you are totally aligned with this. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this is, what feels like a gamble. You're having to change things and jump from one foot to another, as the Two of Pentacles does. But it also suggests that some of the stuff that you're talking about this week really brings you in line with what possibly your financial future is going to look like, and possibly with what your maybe what the future of your interactions with your clients actually looks like. This is really exciting and a little bit nerve-wracking, I have to say. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, that Two of Pentacles under the guise of the spotlight of the moon is literally asking you to get really clear on your budget, and also to get really clear on what you actually put your value in now. This is really, really important for you this week, guys. For your love and relations, you've got the Eight of Swords. That right underneath the Tower card, for some of you, this could literally be a relationship coming to an end. Or for some, it might even look like a divorce, right? It's definitely possible with this combination of cards. Now, another way that you could see this as well, remember, when it comes to the Eight of Swords, this is about what you have to be in for the long haul. And there is very much a fix it or forget it energy about these cards. The other thing with that Eight of Swords, for those of you that are single, this week, the idea of being hitched, tied down in a relationship, etc., you're just going to be like, no, not this week. Any other night of the year, any other day of the year, you would have the upper hand. But like this week, to be honest with you, I feel like this is supposed to be a self-centered week. And sometimes being self-centered or self-focused or self-directed, whatever you want to call it, is actually the best path for us. It's what makes us better for relationships when they come up. So very, very interesting. For your money and materials, you've got the Three of Swords underneath the Two of Pentacles. So it does look like you're having to part with some cash this week, right? It might be a bill that comes up spontaneously. It might be something that you've forgotten to pay. It may even, for some of you as well, I'll give you an example. This week, I will be retiring some of my services. So certain services that people, have loved over the years are not going to be there anymore. So this makes total sense to me. So in one way, maybe you're losing a part of your income, or something about the way that you earn your money, or is coming up for change, is coming up for review. Not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, your Three of Swords is usually rules your kidneys, your gallbladder as well, and even a part of your liver. But because it is the Three of Swords and it's underneath that Two of Pentacles, this week, excuse me, I want you to be really aware of the joints, right? So whether this is in your fingers, your wrists, your knees, your ankles, like the joints of your body this week, you really need to look after. Get your cod liver oil, your omega-3s and all the rest of it. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but this actually feels like what the message is this week. And then finally, when it comes to your home, look, for some of you, that change in home has already happened. For some of you, that change in home is about to happen for any number of reasons. I think this is going to be quite an interesting week in some developments on the home front. All in all, I actually think this could be a powerful week of liberation, but this is kind of like, usually when the trains, when the tracks of the train switch, they kind of go gradually, right? This week feels like you are being set on a new path, but it's kind of like jammed in. It's that, it's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be that sort of easy transition. And I don't think it's supposed to be, especially with that Tower card there, because a lot of this is what you are initiating. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.